Welcome to the fourth lecture of Polymer Science and Technology. We have already seen that a initiator can be decomposed into to form a free radical. Now with the second stage of the free radical chain polymerization, which is the initiation step. In initiation step, the free radical R dot will attack on to the vinyl monomer, and here we are writing the vinyl monomer as CH2 double bond CHX. Here X may be anything. For example, if X is equal to OH, then it will become polyvinyl alcohol. If X is equal to benzene ring, it will become the styrene. If X is CH3, it will become propylene. So this is a generalized terminology X that we are using, and different functional group can be attached as a X. So this is a generalized formula for the vinyl monomer. Now my free radical R dot is going to react with the vinyl monomer, and what will happen, the lone electron of R group or free radical group will react with the symmetric carbon atom, and it will form the bond. So what will happen here, the double bond will break, the pi bond will break, and free radical site will shift to asymmetric carbon atom. You can see initially the free radical site was on the free radical itself, but when R will react with the first monomer, what will happen, this free radical site will shift onto the asymmetric carbon atom. Okay, why it will shift? Because R will take one electron to make one covalent bond here. Now what will happen, because one pi bond is being broken and one electron is being used in this covalent bond, one electron will remain unpaired onto the asymmetric carbon atom. So this unpaired electron will act as a free radical site. Okay, symbolically we can write this reaction as R dot plus M, where M is the generalized symbol for the monomer. It can be any monomer. It can be a vinyl alcohol, it can be a styrene, it can be propylene, it can be clean monomer, whatever. So R is going to react with M monomer, and the rate constant is Ki, initiation rate constant, and R will make a bond with the M, and the free radical site will shift on the first monomer. The double bond has one sigma bond and one pi bond. Sigma bond we know is more stable and do not participate in the reaction. The electrons are not very close to the nucleus and a little away from the axis of the molecule. Therefore, they are susceptible to attack by other reactive species. Here we can see the symmetric carbon atom is this one, and the straight line is representing the sigma bond, and two dots are representing the pi bond. And we can say this carbon, second carbon, as asymmetric carbon because it has two components, one H, another one is X, and these two are the different elements. That's why we'll call it as a asymmetric carbon atom. Free radical R forms a sigma bond with the symmetric carbon atom, and the process of the electron pair coming down from its pi energy level to sigma level is associated with the release of some 20 kilocalorie energy. Therefore, polymerization reactions are exothermic. So because of the breakage of this bond, some energy will be liberated, and it will make your polymerization reaction exothermic. That means energy or heat will be released. After initiation, the second stage is the propagation reaction. um, after initiation steps comes the propagation step. In this step, the radical site at the first monomer unit attached to the double bond of a fresh monomer molecule and reuse in linking up the second monomer unit to the first unit and transfer of the radical site from the first monomer unit to the second monomer unit. So this is the example of propagation reaction. This is the species which was formed during my initiation polymerization reaction. As you can see, in initiation polymerization, what we are getting R bond CH2 bond CHX, and free radical site is on the asymmetric carbon atom. Now in propagation stage, this intermediate which is being formed during the initiation reaction will attack onto the second monomer, and here CH2 double bond CHX is the second monomer, and this free radical will attack, and what will happen, again the pi bond will break, and this intermediate will form the link between the free radical and the incoming monomer. Okay, so you can see initially R was there, free radical was there, and first monomer unit got attached with the R free radical during the initiation polymerization, and in propagation stage another monomer unit is being attached to this intermediate, and the free radical site is again transferred from second carbon to the fourth carbon. Okay, so this free radical site will always jump, this will always jump to the last carbon atom. Okay, symbolically we can represent this polymerization reaction like that. Rm dot is the intermediate formed during the initiation polymerization reaction, and when it will react with a fresh monomer, what will happen, the fresh monomer will again added up with the Rm dot, and it will form RMM dot, and free radical site from the first monomer will shift to the second monomer. Okay, so this is my growing polymer chain. At this stage, the free radical has combined with two monomeric unit, and the rate constant for the propagation reaction is represented as Kp. Okay, now this intermediate RMM dot will again attack on another monomer, and it will form RMMM dot. So you can see the monomer is continuously getting attached to the growing polymer chain, and likewise there will be hundreds, millions or billions of reactions, and at the end we can generalize this reaction as Rm subscript small m dot. That's mean in the growing polymers chain there are m number of repeating unit. Okay, and it is going to react with another or the last monomer of the reaction, so it will form Rm plus m plus 1, means another monomer is going to be added in this growing polymer chain. So this is very important to understand that monomer unit will keep on adding up sequentially one after another, and this stage is known as propagation. Propagation means to extend something, to enlarge something, lengthen something. So here my polymer chain is going to be extended by the sequential addition of monomer unit one after another. Okay, the orientation of new monomeric unit getting attached to the growing polymer chain may be of the following types. Here the customary is to call symmetric carbon atom as a head and asymmetric carbon atom as a tail. So there are four possibilities of combining a new monomer to the growing polymer chain. See, these zigzag lines represent that a polymer chain is there and the last repeating unit is my CH2 bond CHX. So this is my growing polymer chain which is going to react with a fresh monomer. Now there are four possibilities. As a first possibility, head to tail. The head of the monomer is going to react with the tail of the growing polymer chain and it will combine in this way CH2 bond CHX. This is the growing polymer chain and here this is CHX is the tail and CH2 is the head. So both are getting attached, so we'll call this type of attachment head to tail, where head comes from the monomer and tails comes from the growing polymer chain. In second case, what can happen, that tail to tail, you can see this is the tail and this is the tail. I have just inverted the structure, no problem, CH2 double bond CHX. So these two tails can react together to form the polymer. So this kind of structure is tail to tail type of structure. The third possibility is head to head type of structure. This is the head of my growing polymer chain and this is the head of my incoming monomer and both can react to form head to head type of polymer. And the fourth and last combination is tail to head, that the tail of incoming monomer may react with the head of growing polymer chain. So this will form tail to head type of polymer. So after propagation stage, the final and third and last stage is the termination stage. In this stage, the growing chains are merged with another growing chain and to end a dead polymer chain. Here you can see this is my this one is my first growing chain which is going to react with another growing chain in the same reaction mass. Okay, so the free radical site of first chain is here and the free radical site of the second chain is here. There is m number of repeating unit in my first chain and there are n number of repeating unit in my second chain. So there are two possibilities for the termination and of course the rate constant for termination is written as Kt. Okay, so what are those two possibilities? Possibility number one, that these two chains may combine together to form a bigger or much larger polymer chain. So here you can see the first chain with the m repeating unit is getting attached with second chain with n repeating unit. So symbolically we can write R m plus n R. So total number of repeating unit is in this type of polymer will be the number of repeating unit of the first chain plus the number of repeating unit of the second chain. So the total number of repeating unit in the polymer chain will be m plus n, and this type of termination is known as termination by coupling. Okay. The second possibility is that the first chain and the second chain may exchange a hydrogen atom and they both of them become a dead polymer. You can see here there is a dot. At this point there is a dot, means the free radical site is there. If this one gets one more hydrogen, then this will become satisfied. Okay. See here, if you give one hydrogen atom to my first growing chain, what will become? CH2X. That means the 4 valency of carbon atom is being used, 2 with the hydrogen, 1 with the X component and 1 with the covalent bond between the asymmetric and asymmetric carbon atom. So this hydrogen atom can be taken by the head of last repeating unit in the second chain, and when this will give one hydrogen atom to this chain, here a double bond will be produced. So you can see this is the double bond being produced. I think something is not coming because something has got cut during the scanning. So what will happen? The molecular weight of these two dead polymer chain will be m and n. So this kind of termination is known as termination by disproportionation. Why disproportionation? Because one hydrogen atom is being given to one chain, so there is excess of one hydrogen atom in my first chain and there is lacking of one hydrogen atom in my second chain. Okay, so this is termination by disproportionation. Another mode of chain termination is chain transfer, which takes place by the transfer reaction. It causes the end of one growing polymer chain, while at the same time a new free radical capable of initiating a fresh polymer chain is being formed. So the chain transfer agent is a compound. Here R-H is my chain transfer agent, and this compound is capable of donating one hydrogen atom to my growing chain, and when this hydrogen atom will be donated to my growing chain will become dead because its reactive site will be ended up to react with the polymer, and a new free radical will be generated. So here the new free radical is R dot